still September 24th. I just wanted to speak a little bit about what was I? Oh, I talked about how our youth, right, continue to be the expansion of us. And the black sheep of the family, they're the ones that are meant to break through the constructs within their immediate circle, family, whatever you want to call it. I mean, that's the pattern. That's the pattern is because they do things differently. They're seeing the world in a different way. And so they're rebelling against the norm. Some of us more than others, depending on the range of intensity. I was just thinking about that. How just the range of intensity and everything. When I was younger, it was called emo. Like there were more cliques when I was in high school. But if you really think about it, it's I think about the people in my family and extended families and the kids of my cousins and just the ones that are challenging the norm. I wonder what their chart says, their birth chart, if that's their purpose, right? If that's they're supposed to teach us something. They're supposed to teach us something. The ones that naturally push against, because it's not all the kids. It's within some family. So I'm just wondering, in terms of just how we look at these kids, if instead of calling them more at risk, they're not. They're if anything, they're the ones that are going to teach us the most, if we're willing to listen. That's what I was thinking about. So the theme today was this ripple effect of storytelling, and how I was literally sharing stories from the previous session. Like, and my clients don't know that I do that. Like I share stories, mostly to help them feel that they're not alone. I'm like, I've heard this before. I've heard this story before. You're not alone. And the pattern that I see with people in similar situations is this. And you may be somewhere, on that spectrum. But I met my older client today and really broke down the healing process in a different way. This awareness that she had about the healing process continuing beyond the session. So I explained to her, I said, we are designed to heal. We are built to heal. That's part of our process, to heal and expand, to heal and expand. And so it's just life. And I'm amazed at how many people, I was one of them, to think that life is just like this, or like linear, or linear but going up, and it's just like, no, it's more like this. It's this ebb and flow, right? And naturally our body wants to heal on its own without the help of anybody else. But because we don't know our bodies enough, we don't trust our bodies enough to do the work. We hold our bodies back by not listening. I was thinking about that. I have some clients that are training to be therapists. And one of them came to me and she's just like, I have a question for you, but it's about therapy. in general, so more teaching. And it was at the end of our session, so I was like, okay. So she says that one of her professors, the way he described codependency, she's just like, he made it seem like all the people who are codependent are not wanting the other person to heal. And she's just like, it didn't sit well with me, and I didn't know what to make of it. And so I said, so she's like, it made me question it. And so I said, okay. And so and it came down to like, I want to know what your opinion is. She wanted my opinion. So I said, okay. I said, if your instinct is to question it, then question it. Trust yourself through that process, I told her. Trust yourself. Question it if you feel the need to question it. Don't just take it because someone else who has higher power, is telling it to you. Like, question it. Trust that your body will guide you to what feels right for you. So if you question it, it's because you're meant to question it, and you're meant to find the answer that makes more sense for you. She's come out of a relationship like that. That's why she questions it, because her experience was different. I said, I'm glad that you're questioning. I didn't tell her that, but in my head I was like, I'm glad she's questioning it. And I'm encouraging her to continue to do that. And right now the DSM-5 is going through changes, so I just reminded her, I said, this little book changes all the time. Don't rely on it being truth. Because forever, like a solid truth, our truth is constantly changing. Be open to that process. Listen to the stories is what I told her. Listen to the stories of your clients so that you can see where it's stemming from. So then she asked me how I had diagnosed. I said, to be honest, I mostly diagnose most of my clients with adjustment disorder because they're adjusting to life. They're adjusting to life. Very rarely do I stick to a solid, maybe trauma, depending on the presentation, depression, anxiety. But for the most part, I always start off with adjustment because it's about life. I said, and life is continuous, and life will throw events at you, and you're constantly having to adjust and readjust, adjust and readjust. And if you don't know if that's the norm, you are going to struggle. You are going to struggle with the process. She's like, that totally makes sense. I said, yeah, I know. So it's definitely, and she mentioned that most of the people in her class didn't like certain terminology, the way information was being presented, this sick mentality. They're like, it didn't feel right, and they called out the person. I'm like, good, I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. So it's a good feeling to see that, to hear the stories, right? That the evolvement, it's taking time, but I was telling another client that too. I said, the individual evolves at a much faster rate than society. And the way we can help is by focusing on ourselves and our healing process so that more and more of us can then push society along. She's like, that totally makes sense. I said, yeah, it does. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful for this process, for this healing, and for the information that I'm sharing with my clients, because it's helping to make sense of their reality. So I just wanted to share that. A little bit of awareness for today.
Hey you, my name is Yubi and I use she, they pronouns, and you've just finished watching a clip from my video diary entries where I'm documenting my healing journey as I learn how to navigate my spiritual awakening. I have learned that this experience and process is unique to each and every one of us in whatever way we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of formal mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself as these experiences unfold, and really inviting you along for the ride. Please know that there is a time gap between when these videos post and my real timeline, and also that these clips build upon each other similar to chapters in a book. So if you find yourself lost or confused, feel free to click on the playlist section or the link below, where you can jump around, check out the other chapters, and or catch up. Also, please please know that you're more than welcome to check out my website, www.youbecominghealed.com, where I've gathered all of this information, my background, experience, and education to create online self-paced courses to help you on your healing journey wherever you are. You're also more than welcome to check out my other YouTube channel at You Becoming Healed, where I've entertained a podcast, including clips from these courses so that I can make this content accessible to more and more people. Please click like, subscribe, and share this content so again it reaches more people, with the hopes that other people will resonate and connect with the healing journey and the stories shared so that they don't feel alone in their own process. I thank you in advance. I'm grateful to you, and I wish you well.